What is the reward for customers and employees of giving more latitude, and what are the potential risks? Employee empowerment is one of the most underrated tools in the customer experience leader's toolbox. Employee empowerment is what I call the win-win-win of customer experience leadership. By empowering employees to solve customer issues in real time, customers win, employees win, and the organization wins. Yet leaders often struggle with empowerment. One of the reasons is fear. It can be tough to let go of the reins, to give up control. So often leaders are afraid of what will happen if they give up control. And this is not just theoretical. Every leader of any decent vintage has been burned in the past and has seen firsthand what can happen when an employee misuses authority. However, in a customer-centric culture, we should manage risk, but not live in fear. Employee empowerment is both a cultural imperative and a business decision. In fact, and this is something you are unlikely to hear many other customer experience experts say, employee empowerment is specifically a risk-reward decision. What is the reward for customers and employees of giving more latitude, and what are the potential risks? Now, this video is to help give leaders a guideline for approaching that decision so they can make employee empowerment more of a rational business decision and not something that they approach out of fear or concern. Employee empowerment has many different aspects to it. You can have job enlargement or job enrichment. Job enlargement is horizontal. It's expanding job responsibilities to include more responsibilities found at that same level. Maybe an employee is no longer constrained to helping the employees in their own department. Now, job enrichment is more vertical. It's expanding job responsibilities to include responsibilities typically found at a higher level of the organization. Maybe the ability to process a refund without a supervisor's approval. Within job enrichment is one of the most important aspects of employee empowerment, and it's the one both employees and leaders tend to think about when they think about empowering employees. It's the ability to allocate financial resources. Now, that may be to give a refund or to give a comp card or to otherwise spend budget in some way to help a customer. But leaders don't have to go at this blindly. One trick for understanding how to approach this is viewing it through the lens of customer lifetime value. Now, if you're not familiar with customer lifetime value, we have a great resource called The Non-Geek's Guide to Customer Lifetime Value on the customersthatstick.com blog, and it'll be linked in the notes below. So make sure to check that out. But essentially, customer lifetime value is the expected value of the average customer and what they bring to the organization over an average, quote unquote, lifetime. And when you're empowering employees financially, one of the ways you can view it is through that lens of customer lifetime value. Now, two organizations that are known for their employee empowerment are Starbucks and Ritz-Carlton. Now, if you've ever had a drink messed up at Starbucks, you'll know that if the barista is doing their job well and properly, that if you say your drink's wrong, they're not going to argue with you. They're not going to put you through any form of hassle. They will simply remake the drink. No questions asked. They are empowered to give you that free drink without having to get a supervisor or a manager. And you would be surprised how many other organizations would actually not allow a frontline employee to simply remake a cup of coffee. But why does Starbucks do this? Because, and this is not official data, according to one estimate, the lifetime value of a Starbucks customer is in the neighborhood of $14,000. Starbucks is not going to tick off a customer for a cup of coffee that costs them 50 cents when that customer is worth $14,000. Now, similarly, the Ritz-Carlton is known for empowering their employees up to $2,000. And feel free to check out our blog post on the Ritz-Carlton's $2,000 rule, also linked below. Any employee at the Ritz can spend up to $2,000 to solve a customer issue. Why is it so high? Because the customer lifetime value at the Ritz-Carlton is closer to $250,000. So Starbucks won't upset a customer for a few bucks. The Ritz won't upset a customer for a few hundred or a few $1,000. They won't put them through that hassle of having an employee have to go get a supervisor or a manager or have to go to another department or have to call a corporate office. They've empowered their employees to solve a great majority of customer issues in real time, to not create hassle, and that is the most powerful aspect of employee empowerment. Now, it should be noted that financial empowerment is not the only kind of employee empowerment. In fact, in many ways, it is the least risky because you can set a cap. Empowering employees to accept returns or to deliver something to a customer's house or maybe to sign contracts, those are all forms of empowerment that aren't purely financial. So bear that in mind when we're talking about this. But when you're evaluating how to empower your employees to solve customer issues, how much budget they have for any individual customer, think about your customer lifetime value. Think about your average transaction size. If you're a restaurant, you're not going to empower an employee up to $2,000, but you might empower them for a full meal or up to $100, by using this framework. Now, by using customer lifetime value, you can eliminate some of that fear from the decision making of letting go of the reins and allowing your employees to create better customer experiences in the moment. Now, if you're a small business, and I get this, or you're even a small department, and you don't have a solid calculation for your customer lifetime value, just use your gut. Think about it through this lens. I mean, you'll probably have a pretty good idea of where the budget line should be. Eventually, the more you can remove hassle from the customer journey by empowering teams to solve customer issues in real time, the less customer service issues you will have to resolve. The less customer issues will be escalated. Now, if you're interested in empowering your employees, make sure to check out our guide, the Ultimate Starter Guide to Employee Empowerment, on the customersatsstake.com blog or in the notes below. And of course, feel free to reach out to us at CTS Service Solutions if we can help you create a more hassle-free journey using employee empowerment. Well, I'm Adam Pork, and as mentioned, you can find me at customersatsstake.com, where we help you win with experience.